Welcome to NinonSpeaks. And yes, we have an incredible guest. And she actually has flown in from Chicago, but she didn't fly in just to be on NinonSpeaks. She's actually she's taken up a talent that I didn't know about. Her name is Barb Bailey. BB.
BB. Not Bridget Bardot.
Not Bridget Bardot, but close. You're looking cool, lady. And you've taken up singing. Now, I've known Barb. I mean, we go back to Los Angeles, don't we? We go back to, I don't want to say too much about how far back we go, because that'll give kind of our age away.
Far enough.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, do we?
No, it was a tribute to Audrey Hepburn.
That's right.
And R.J. Wagner was the master of ceremonies.
That's
remember
right.
that?
I remember the whole thing, and it was amazing. And that time you were married.
Yes.
She was married to this good-looking guy.
Yeah, he was great.
Wasn't he lovely?
Unfortunately, he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for remembering that.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember a lot of things I remember. And then you sort of went to Chicago, and why did you go to Chicago anyway?
Why, right?
Yeah, why? The big why. Everybody wants to know the why.
Who would want to do that? Because after I graduated college, I went to Chicago. Okay. And established myself there as a music agent.
Yeah.
And then I moved to LA for 14 years as a music agent.
And a married woman.
Oh, no, I only got married for a few hours there.
A few hours. I've heard of days and months, but never hours.
I mean, he passed away. I hope I didn't have anything to do with that. But
no, I don't think so.
He was a wonderful person. Yeah. John. You remember?
Yes, I remember John. Yeah. Good-looking guy.
Yeah. So anyway, I was a music agent in L.A. and worked out of Sunset Sound Recording Studio in Hollywood.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know that well.
And Richard Marx, the singer-songwriter's father, was Dick Marx, and I was his agent. And we had the entire second floor of Sunset Sound Recording Studio.
Wow.
And then when he passed away, he was here actually in Vegas, visiting some buddies, and his big old black Cadillac, we used to kid him about it. He was driving back, and somebody in a big truck swerved over the median who was drunk and hit his car, and he went into a coma and never came out.
Oh, sad. What a sad story that is.
And that's how I ended up back in Chicago.
That's how you ended up in Chicago.
Because that family is originally from Chicago. So I went back for this, ceremony. And
of course. And you liked it.
And I'd been there, and I know a lot of people there, and I was so sad. I was so much younger then. Probably had I come back and stayed in LA, I would have ended up at William Morris.
Probably.
Because I knew a lot of those guys.
You know a lot of people also in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills and it's kind of the entertainment place where all the agents are and the filmmakers. That's more of the film place. Whereas Vegas is more into the music.
It is.
And into the shows and to all that stuff. So now you're in Vegas now. So what has brought you back to Vegas?
You're not going to believe it.
No, I believe anything. From you, Barb, I believe anything.
Oh, look who's talking. That's why we get along so well. We've too much in common.
Too much in common. There you go.
Always a surprise, right?
Yes, there's always something going on. We never,
We wear a lot of hats.
Well, no pun intended. I love her hat.
Thank you. I have these made, actually.
Oh, really?
In the UK.
Oh, my dear. Well, yes, they do.
I'll have to tell you about her.
Yeah.
She's great. But anyway, my new career of 10 years ago as a singer.
Wait a minute, 10 years ago, you started singing.
In Chicago.
How come I only just heard about it now? And I talked to you, and yet I never heard that you were singing. And
well, because I was singing in Chicago.
I never knew you even had a voice to sing.
Because
you're always kind of the manager and taking care of all the, your clients.
I still do. I have 24 clients.
You have 24 clients.
I do.
Are they all situated in Chicago or
no,
around the world?
New York, Chicago, Nashville, Vegas, Orange County, California. Jack Wood, who's with us today.
Yes.
And L.A.
And L.A.
Yeah, so I have
Which is your most popular one for what you do?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Well, the one that recently passed was Trent Carlini from Las Vegas.
Well, he was the Elvis.
The Elvis person.
The Elvis guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he actually performed for, I think, 30 years in Elvis's real theater. which was the Las Vegas Hilton.
At the Hilton Hotel.
Yeah.
Which is now, it's now the Westgate, so we don't get you all confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now the Westgate, but yeah.
Yes. And so, unfortunately,
he passed away,
Yeah, so I was working with him, and he was sensational.
Yeah.
So that would be the most famous, but the people that I work with are very famous within a network.
Yeah, you had a group out here at one time.
I do. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, you have a group that came out
you remember.
Here. Yeah, of course I remember. You had that good-looking guy with the long blonde hair, who's now married with 3 kids or something.
Yeah. Wow. That's Stephen Austin Malinowski.
Yeah.
And that group was a tribute to Deep Purple called The Sound of Purple. Remember?
I remember
They loved you.
Yeah, I remember. We had all these photographs taken.
At the Pepper Mill.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember it well.
That?
That was when we were doing Vegas Live with Ninon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, now we're doing something else with Ninon.
Yeah, NinonSpeaks now.
NinonSpeaks.
Actually, NinonSpeaks has been around since 2005. I've always had it there, but it's always been in the background, because when I came to Vegas, I did this Vegas Live with Ninon. And because of COVID-19, that was kind of shut down, and sort of, obviously the Pepper Mill shut down, everything shut down. And because then I started doing NinonSpeaks, and I started doing that, through the internet and the whole bit and all that. So now I've kept it up, and now I'm doing that now.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So now
because you were born to do this.
Yeah, I never kind of gave up. I like to work, and I like to do things. But so how long have you been a manager, though? For a long time.
I've been in the business since college. About 40 years.
Okay.
35 years.
I shouldn't have asked that question.
Well, I don't mind. That one I'm proud of. I started when I was quite young.
Yeah, she was like 10 years old.
Well,
the youngest.
But Stephen Austin Malinowski has put together a new group. And it's the old Rock of Ages. Remember Rock of Ages? I know
Rock of Ages well.
Well, they're back.
Are they? Where are they now?
In Vegas. Nobody's seen them yet. They just finished their video yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I will be working with them.
Yeah, the Rock of Ages is a fabulous group.
Fabulous.
I think I had one of them on my show a couple of years ago. I had them on when they were performing, I believe, at the Hilton as well.
Probably. Yeah, well, that's Stephen's group.
Yeah.
And he will be the lead singer again, of course.
Of course.
Of course. He's one of the best rock singers
I've ever met. We've been going around this mulberry bush here, and my question was, what was Barbara doing in Vegas right now? And of course, your singing career is starting. You just did a show at the Jazz Club in Los Angeles.
It was the Vibrato, which is owned by Herb Alpert.
Yes, Herb, yeah.
And it's quite the most beautiful supper
Isn't
club.
that a beautiful...
Gorgeous.
It's right at the top of Beverly Glen, right by Mulholland Drive.
And you used to live up there.
I lived up there. I lived the other end of Mulholland, 7534 Mulholland.
In a gorgeous mansion.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was in Bel Air I lived in. Yeah, I've been around.
She moves around.
I move around. Big houses. But so you were up there. How did that go? Because this is kind of one of your... This was one of your opening, or what was this? Is that because it was very special to you?
It was very surreal, Ninon, because I've been booking that room
for other
with
people,
my other artists, for years, and it's a sensational room. All of a sudden, I find myself booking Jack Wood, who's here tonight, as actually he was the star. It's an all-star evening with Sinatra. And Jack is sensational. Has worked with Vinnie Falcone with a 60-piece orchestra and so forth. And it was an evening with Sinatra. So we brought that idea to Vibrato. And I also introduced the world of LA to Frida Lee, who's a lot like Barbara Morrison.
Oh, okay,
who unfortunately passed.
She passed as well.
But very similar vibe.
Yeah.
And the world, of Vibrato loved Jack and Frida. And, of course, I sang, too.
Yeah.
And got away with it.
Now, how did you... She got away with it. How did you like getting, I'm not going to say back on the stage, but back on the stage and facing and looking out there and seeing all these people, and you're now going to entertain them?
Well, first of all, we were sold out with a waiting list. That's something to be proud of in that room. What happens to me before I perform? I never get nervous.
Cool.
I can't wait to do it. And I'm around all these pros who've been doing it all their
For
lives.
years, yes.
I've been doing it for about 9.5 years. I never get nervous. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen because it never goes the way you planned it.
Never. Nothing ever does. Nothing ever goes the way you play. Thank goodness.
Thank God. I love surprises.
Yeah.
I love living on the edge and hanging out there on the
Well, you
limb.
sure do all the time. That's as long as I've known this lady. Barb,
and you
she's
do it
always
too.
On the edge. Yeah, we're always on the edge trying to see whatever else we can get up to. You're singing. What kind? Because this is a jazz club. What kind of songs do you sing? Are you ballads or Sinatra-ing type?
Yes, that's me. I'm very eclectic when it comes to that. It's Great American Songbook. So it is Sinatra.
Yes.
And it is Judy Garland. And it is all of the greats.
What did you sing?
Like Ella. I sang My Way.
Oh, the favorite.
Which is a song I will be singing in the show Thursday night. And I sang Cry Me a River.
Cry me a river. Oh, no, I better not sing. That's
You're hired.
That's the last thing I should do. She's going to put me back on the stage.
No, yeah, I'll put you there. I
always wanted to be a singer, and I never have been a singer, but I always wanted to be one.
Are you a singer, though?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm a better
talker.
Audition? I think I'm.
You're a great talker.
Yeah, a better talker than I am a singer. I don't know, but I think I am.
Do you want to audition for me right here and now?
Well, what would I say?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow, that is the end. You got two lines from me.
Right, everybody?
Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
So you and it went well and it went good.
It went, didn't it, Jack? Jack's sitting over here.
Yeah.
It went.
Responsive audience.
Well, that audience is a tough crowd.
Yes.
Because it's starlit.
Yes. All stars, everybody goes up
Everybody
there.
goes to be seen and to talk and to drink.
Yes, they all want to be seen there.
They all want to be seen.
And it's in an area, if you don't know Los Angeles, it's in an area where they have all the big homes and all the top people go there to be seen. Yeah, Bel Air.
Yeah, and they listened. It's not really a listening room, vibrato. It's not
it's more of a well, it is and it isn't but they have dinner while they're.
They do.
Yeah. So they eat while they're watching the show.
They do.
So therefore, it's sort of entertainment while you're sort of having dinner.
But they stopped eating, didn't they, Jack?
Second set, they stayed.
Yeah.
They didn't leave. A lot of times the kiss of death sometimes is to have an intermission. Because they can leave.
Well, I don't know if you would
quietly
want a show with an intermission in it.
We had one
now
there.
You're going to be performing in Vegas.
Yeah, at Max and Jazz.
It's called Max and Jazz, and it's I'm going to give you the address because it's at 4130 South Decatur Boulevard, Las Vegas. So you don't get your places mixed up. And this is a kind of a new club that's open, but it seems to be become very popular. Have you booked anybody into this club at all?
Actually, somebody that I have been working with for years and years, Dakota.
Yeah. Oh.
Dakota booked Jack and myself saying that we are on a West Coast tour because after we left Vibrato in Bel Air, we went to Orange County and did 2 more shows there. And then got on the highway yesterday, got in a gridlock, thank you very much, by Laughlin for an hour.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, yeah. A truck was on fire. It was terrible. But anyway, we made it. And so anyway, he booked us as being on a West Coast tour, which we are.
Yes.
And so Thursday, we're with Dakota, whom I've been working with since he's 21.
Oh, my goodness.
He's now 35 with a family of 3 and living here.
And I've been invited to the show, so I get to see the show, which I'm excited about.
I'm so glad.
Now, what's happening? You do this show on Thursday, right?
All right. Well,
so what are you doing? Anything else in Vegas, or is just that, or
business meetings?
Business meetings.
Yes.
And would that be to do with your managing career? That's to do with your managing career.
Yes, and the other side too.
And the other side, performance. So it's with you booking yourself and your group. Jack and everybody.
Yes.
Do you book it as a group, or how many is in your show, and how long is your show? Hour and a half?
Our show, my personal show, when I do a show by myself, is an hour and a half.
You sing for an hour and a half. And it's so funny, Barb just said, and it's one thing you never do when you do a show. You don't have an intermission. You don't have a break.
I don't like that. I just go straight.
Straight the way through, which is better anyway.
It really is.
Yeah.
Now, Thursday at Max and Jazz, we're not really breaking, are we, Jack? We're sort of going from 7 to 7:45, and those 15 minutes, I guess, will be a break.
Yeah.
And then you and I will come on and rotate eight or 10 songs.
Do you sing with Jack?
We don't.
You
No.
don't. You don't do a
we don't duets. Not yet. We
Not
should,
yet.
because we sing in similar keys, right, Jack?
There you go.
There you go. Good idea.
So when you meet these people in Vegas, you're booking also other shows apart from your own shows. Are you booking them strictly in Vegas or Chicago or New York or wherever?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. How do you see the entertainment now as a manager?
Huh?
How do you see it as a manager? How do you see what's going on? And since COVID, everything kind of changed, and it's certainly not going to go back to where it was. And everybody expecting it's all going to be the same, and it'll go back. It'll never go back. So we're not going to have that.
Those were the glory years. These
are still glory. No, we got to make them glory years.
We will,
because we're still living.
We will make them great.
We'll make them fabulous.
We will. But what I mean by that is, ladies walk around Las Vegas with fanny packs. And I remember when they all wore the long gowns and the long gloves.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going back to the 70s. You're going back to the 70s and 80s. Yeah, that's no longer anymore.
I miss that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shows now are residencies, long residencies. They're 4 walls. And
now, when you say a 4 wall, I happen to know what a 4 wall is. A 4 wall is when the act itself pays for the whole room, and then they have a 4 wall, a 3 wall, a 2 wall, and a 1 wall, and it depends whether you get the drinks or the tickets or the tables or whatever. But it's all and it never used to be that.
No,
you used to just go into a room. You never paid for it. In fact, they paid for you to be in the room.
And there aren't any guarantees anymore, because when I book a group, I'm used to getting a guarantee of so much money that we will make regardless of the ticket sales.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's always been the way.
The case and how it used to be,
but not anymore.
So how do these acts and these people you book, how do they make their money when they've got to give it all away?
Yeah, truly. You have to negotiate a percentage of the tickets, the cover, and a percentage of the bar and the food.
I've also noticed, maybe I'm wrong here, but I was wrong once before.
I wasn't there then.
No, you weren't. You weren't at that function. I've noticed that the price of tickets for like a normal are much cheaper now. They're like $25, $35.
It's horrible.
To see a show.
Horrible.
They used to be like $125 or,
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, the young lions, will go and perform for free. And so if somebody can get somebody for free who's really great, who has a great following, and that's another thing. You really have to have a following.
You've got to have a following, so you've got to have a whole bunch of stuff. That's why people keep calling me to come and see the show. They want to fill the room.
That's right.
And then they give freebies.
All of you to come to our show on Thursday.
Yes, everybody.
That's why because they're not filling their own room.
No.
We are.
Yes, you have to fill it.
Yeah.
So do you have to pay to go into this club? No. So are they paying you to come in?
We have a deal.
You have a deal.
A percentage of
This is what we mean by a percentage. Whereas before, you would get paid automatically $5,000, $3,000, $10,000, whatever the case.
Guarantee.
It's a guarantee of getting that money. You don't get that anymore.
It depends. I mean, at the performing arts level, we do.
Yes.
Still.
Yeah.
But they're making good all of their contracts that they canceled over COVID. So what that means is 2 years worth of contracts
to be
now being fulfilled before I can get like Jack Wood or Dakota in.
Anybody in?
Yeah.
That's tough on you then. So you've seen a big, big difference in
booking
shows
are.
And booking things. So in other words, that whole thing has completely changed. So you've had to readapt yourself.
Absolutely.
To the new way of singing, performing.
And I'm really glad I'm performing now.
Yeah.
Because it sounds strange, but I'm getting myself booked just as much as I'm getting my groups booked.
That's cool. That is amazing.
It's
because you've only
crazy.
been doing it for 10 years, so you didn't start till later on in life.
I know.
And that's why I'm surprised that you're singing. I'm like, where did you, all of a sudden you're a singer, and which I, of course, love and support you.
Yeah.
And we'll be there Thursday, of course. But it's funny how, but it'll never go back. But you mentioned something about the young ones coming in and performing for nothing. And they think that is the way to be seen, which it probably is.
It is, because they're getting exposure. Yeah.
So that
and you
puts
can't
it out.
fight that.
No.
And they're very good. And if you had told me 10 years ago that I would be promoting tribute acts, I would have laughed, because I'm used to promoting the person.
Yeah, the
or
real
the
thing.
act.
Yeah.
Right. But these tribute acts are really good.
Are they good?
Like Bob Anderson, for instance.
Oh, Bob Anderson. He does Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, he's a great friend, and I'm working with him
Yes,
too.
he's really
That's
good.
probably a famous person.
Yeah, Bob Anderson is amazing. He's very, very well known in Vegas anyway. And I think he travels a lot and does a lot of work all over the place.
He's been, to Carnegie Hall and up and down the East Coast, and I'm right now trying to book him in Chicago.
Hometown.
Yeah.
Which is the hotel?
But Jack belongs in Chicago. Jack sings Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Where
Very
do you?
well.
Oh, fabulous.
Extremely well.
Yeah. But which is the most well-known place? Because I think Shecky Green is also from Chicago. He was very well a comedian. Shecky Green was a good friend of mine. So where's the main place in Chicago?
Well, it was Mr. Kelly's in the London House back in the day.
Yeah.
And so now I would say it's the Jazz Showcase.
Okay.
The Green Mill is still there.
Yeah.
And of course the little places that are brand new that I love, like an Andy's Jazz and Le Piano. And I've played them all.
Yeah. Are they opening up more smaller places than they are bigger places?
Pretty much.
Because they seem to be doing a lot of that here in Vegas. I don't know if you know, like this is a new place.
Yeah.
And so they've got the Italian American Club there.
Which we're going to tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night we're having
try to get a booking there, right, Jack?
Yeah. And
which you'll help me promote.
Yes, of course, of course. You're not singing there tomorrow night, though.
Yeah.
At the American Club?
Well, we'll probably sit in.
You'll sit in because they have a little in the bar area.
Yeah, we know him real well.
Yes. Oh, good.
And you'll be there.
And I'll be there. But they have a little stage there where you can get up and sing. I get to hear you sing before you sing in the other place.
I know.
That's amazing.
It'll be my rehearsal.
We'll
get Jack up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get you up there.
Yeah. Oh, so,
it'll be your
well, you're not going to get me up there.
Audition.
She wants me to sing, and I don't even know. I can sing "Ne me quitte pas." You know that song? If you go away, French song.
I sing it,
but
not in French.
Oh, in English. That's okay. Then everybody can understand. That's one of my favorite
I love
songs.
that song.
Yeah, "Ne me quitte pas."
I'll get you up
You're
there.
going to get me a couple of lines.
I'll get you a champagne.
Give me a champagne.
Or two or three.
You have to give me a bottle. Can you do an a cappella a little bit?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
See, I love to surprise. I never tell my guests to sing or do anything.
What would I do?
Oh, you can do it my way. You can do it your way.
Warmed up.
She's not even. Well, you don't have to be warmed up. You've had 10 years of warming up. I'm so bad.
And it's dry. I don't have any water.
Okay.
So.
Just a couple of lines.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's long. I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. I started awfully low.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So that is the first time I've ever heard you sing. Isn't that amazing? I've never heard her sing before, so it's all a surprise.
That was a little low. I usually sing it a lot higher. Sorry about
that. But that's okay. It's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's low key.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Well, Barbara is Barb, should I say? It's great to see you, and it's great to see you're still managing, you're still continuing your career. You haven't let anything slip by, because a lot of the COVID stuff, a lot of people have let it slip by, and I'm not saying they've given up, but they find it hard to come back in. Well, you can't come back in if you never went out.
And I never
and
went
you
out.
never went out.
You know, during COVID, I'll ask you what you did, because what I did was I wrote shows for my clients, like Jack. I wrote a Frank and Ella show, Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And I wrote shows for other clients. I wrote shows for myself. I have 11 shows of my own.
So you did your whole
I just
thing.
wrote.
What did I do?
I learned songs, and what did you do?
Well, funny you should ask that thing, because we were talking about NinonSpeaks that started in 2005. And that was strictly for helping other women. You know, I got a lot of clients that, you know, call up and help them and what have you. And then I had a young lady from out of town, and she'd been following me for 2 or 3 years. And I decided that I would find out who this woman was, AJ Dean. And so we started through, you know, the internet, of doing a show. Nice. And that's because we couldn't go outside and do it. Yeah. And I have to say that COVID-19 never affected my life at all.
Mine either.
At all. I took a COVID vaccine because I had to go back to England because my brother passed away. And even then I didn't go back to England because I had to do 10 days quarantine at the airport. So that would, I couldn't even go to his funeral. So that was hopeless. Oh. But it didn't really affect me. I did other things, and I did my show, NinonSpeaks, and did a lot of shows. So it was quite, you know, I don't let life affect what I'm doing, actually. I never have done.
I don't either.
Battle on.
Right.
You know?
People say, oh my God, you live in Chicago. Aren't you afraid of getting shot?
Oh,
and,
no,
you know,
Lord.
my answer is I live the same that I've always lived. I go to all of the same places. I'm just more careful.
Yeah.
But I'm really not going to stop living.
I'm not going to stop living for anybody or anything.
Or anything.
So, Barb, how can anybody get in touch with you as a manager and as a singer? How can they get in touch with you?
Well, my cell or my website or both.
Okay, well, what we would like the both of those, the number and...
Okay. All right, I'll give it out publicly. 312-388-8889. I had to beg for that number.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
I got a 5959 number.
Oh, we're close.
Yeah, we're close. There you go.
And my website is barbbaileymusic.com and barbbaileyentertainment.com.
So just remember the name Barb Bailey, put it in there and research her, and you'll see a lot of stuff that you've done and everything else. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on my show.
It's so great to see you.
It's just so good to see you too. And, you know, these are a couple of... by the way, I have another show called... this is a funny show. I have another show called Off the Cuff. Off the Cuff is a girlfriend of mine. She's a month younger than I am. And we're two, as we say, we're two old ladies living in Vegas. And what on earth are two English ladies...
I love it.
Up there in the department. I'm not going to say what years, but it's up there somewhere. And we've got this show going on, and we kind of bicker with each other, or we do it. It's like it's just two old ladies from England in Vegas trying to find guys. We're trying to find two husbands.
Oh, I even love that
more.
Not
two each, one each.
Oh, good. You're not going to share one.
No, I'm not going to share. No, I don't share husbands. No, Vegas, I don't know what they do in Vegas. But yes.
You've had more than one, haven't you?
No, I've only had one husband.
And he was a delight.
Oh, he was fat. You met him.
I did.
He was lovely. He was the love of my life, and I haven't been able to... No one's come up to his standard.
See, that's the problem.
Isn't that a problem?
I compare them all to my father, to Daddy.
Oh, to your father.
I do.
No, I don't compare anything to my dad. My dad was my dad, my mum was my mum, but...
well, yeah, but
yeah, no.
Daddy, you know, was just on this pedestal for me.
Oh,
and I always wanted a man like that.
Yeah, well, I found one, and I was happy, and I was lucky. Barb is great. It was a pleasure to have her on the show. Learn a little bit about Chicago, her singing, her management, everything. You've done very, very well in this life. I love her hat. She has them made actually in New York.
No, in the UK.
Oh, the UK is United Kingdom. How about that?
The next time I see you, you'll be wearing one.
I will.
Well,
I happen to like hats.
I think you'd look great in it.
I happen to like hats, so
I'll send you one.
yeah, I'd love that.
Okay.
Anyway, so thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for watching Ninon Speaks, and of course we'll be back soon. I don't know when, but we'll be back soon. And you all take care out there. And don't forget to if you want to be a guest on the show, just go to Ninon Speaks, or you can go to NDD Network, because that's where everything is, and that's on YouTube. So and we'll see you real soon. You take care.
And Thursday night, Max and Jazz.
Max and Jazz, and that's
4130 South Decatur Boulevard. Max and Jazz.
That's Las Vegas.
7 to 10, Las Vegas.
Not Chicago.
Not Chicago.
Thank you for watching.
See
Take
you
care, guys.
Mwah.